It's CCSD Today, your insider's guide to the Charleston County School District. This week, we take a look at Septima P. Clark Academy. Hear our exclusive interview with Program Director Tashanka Mahone. We'll also get a unique perspective as we talk to some of the students. CCSD Today starts right now.
Hello everybody, I'm Andy Pruitt, your host for CCSD Today, and this episode is about Septima P. Clark Corporate Academy. Yes, we're on the campus of North Charleston High School, but this episode is dedicated to Clark Academy and the opportunities that are presented to the students here. It's a very unique program for Charleston County School District. When we come back, we'll be speaking with the Program Director, Tashanka Mahone. Later in the show, we'll hear from the longest-serving staff member, and we'll also speak with some students who are benefiting from the instruction and climate here at Clark Academy. So please stick with us. You're watching CCSD Today.
The law firm of Young Clement Rivers has been serving the Charleston Low Country since 1968. All of the lawyers of Young Clement Rivers are proud to be partners with the Charleston County School District. We're convinced that the hard work of the school district employees and staff prepares our young people to face the challenges of the future. We look forward to continuing our partnership and in helping the school district to meet its standard of excellence.
And thanks for rejoining us here on CCSD Today. I'm now joined by the Program Director here at Septima P. Clark Academy, Tashanka Mahone. Tashanka, thanks for joining us today. So excited to be here and to speak with you and staff and students about all the great things that are happening here at Clark Academy. First, before we get into what's happening here, let's get to know you a little bit. You've been with CCSD for a few years. Kind of give us your background with CCSD and your overall experience as an educator.
I've been with Charleston County School Districts for about 19 years. I started off as a math teacher at North Charleston High before becoming an administrator. I've been an assistant principal at School of the Arts, West Ashley High, and then I transitioned to principal at Northwoods Middle School, and now I'm the program director for Septima P. Clark Academy.
It's always neat to hear from administrators the experience that they had in the classroom and how that carries over into being an administrator of a program or a school. How do you feel you've tried to incorporate what you learned, trying to help others learn in the classroom, and apply that to how you lead?
Well, when I was in the classroom at North Charleston High School as a teacher, I had an opportunity to work with a variety of students from various backgrounds, and I learned every student is unique, every student has a story, and every student wants to succeed. And that we as educators have to be willing to see the best in the student, believe in the student, and help them achieve it. So when I transitioned over to program director for Septima P. Clark Academy, it was a great opportunity to work with students who sometimes people don't recognize their potential, so it gives me an opportunity to tap into their potential and help them be more successful.
You mentioned every student has a story, but every program or school has a unique story as well, and Septima P. Clark Academy has a very unique setup. Can you kind of break down the history of this academy, who it serves, what it's for?
Well, originally, Septima P. Clark Academy was a partnership between Community and Schools and Charleston County School District to serve those students who were your typical students who were left behind. They were your at-risk students, your overage students, your single mothers. Over the years, it has transitioned to the only academic alternative in the district. We now serve students who are under credit, over age, or students who don't want the traditional school setting. They want a smaller environment so they can accelerate their graduation. A number of our students will graduate in 3 years with the 24 credits needed to be successful in college.
And I guess that kind of plays into one of the other unique opportunities or setups here for Clark Academy. There are no grade designations for the students. We're going to talk to some students about that later, but I'm just curious your take as an administrator on how that helps the students.
Well, because we don't have grade designation, it helps the students get a more feel or a more appreciation for what they'll experience in college. We actually sit with every student twice a year and we map out their coursework just like you would in college. We look at what they need to be successful, and it allows the students an opportunity to move at their own pace, to take more classes and to experience courses they may not experience at a traditional high school.
Now, this being a program, there are certain things that don't exist here that would exist at a neighborhood school. You guys are here on the North Charleston High School campus. Just curious what extracurricular opportunities are provided for the students, whether it's here at North Charleston High School or from the neighborhood schools that they came from.
Well, because our students all have a neighborhood home school, they can always play sports at their home schools. They can do band, if they're going to be on the marching band, something like that. Here at North Charleston High, they do have the opportunity to do the ROTC Culinary Arts program, the CTE program, but Clark Academy also we offer clubs, we offer student council, we offer college tours, different extracurricular activities as well.
And some people would say, a traditional neighborhood school kind of offers that community setup. But you guys work hard here at creating your own community, and a community where the students feel supported. I just was hoping you could kind of break down a little bit more in detail about how you and your staff really work on creating that culture that supports the students so that they feel like they have a family here at Clark Academy.
Well, we pride ourselves on being a family. We have a max enrollment of 130. That way it allows us to keep class sizes extremely small. None of our classes are larger than 15. Every year we take the students and we assign them to an adult in the building so that they have someone that they can always go to. We work very hard in keeping a family feel by doing various things with our parents, such as we have a holiday family luncheon. Each quarter, we do a family style event. Next week, we're about to have an event for our families. But we try to always work together. One of the things that really gives us a family feel is every morning we have something called a morning meeting where we meet as a whole team, all of the students, all of the faculty, and we go over anything that has come up, anything that we need to discuss as far as announcements, things that we're noticing that is causing issues, and we really work to try and resolve it together.
A lot of great opportunities here at Clark Academy, but there are also misconceptions. What people think they know about Clark Academy, what they obviously don't know. What are some of the misconceptions that you want to take at this time to kind of dispel or really kind of let people know what Clark Academy is about?
Well, a lot of people assume that we're a discipline alternative, and that isn't true. We are actually an academic alternative. We're the only academic alternative in the district. Students are not placed here. Students actually apply, they interview, they are scored based on a rubric that was developed by my faculty to determine whether or not they can attend Clark Academy. At any time, a student can choose to leave Clark Academy. If they come and they decide that I've been here for 2 years, I've gotten the credits that I need, but I want to go back to my home school, they can. Another big misconception is that we only take overage students. That's not the case. We do take overage students, we do take overage 8th graders, but we also take students who, for whatever reason, they don't want to go to a traditional high school. Maybe they don't want to be in classes of 30 or 25. They want a smaller environment. We allow those students to come here, fit into our family, and they're able to still graduate on time or earlier. Another misconception is that the students who attend our program aren't able or ready to go to a 4-year college. That isn't true because we offer everything a traditional high school offers. We offer ASVAB, Accuplacer, SAT, ACT. We offer all of those things, as well as we try to do a college tour or have a college come to visit our staff and our students at least every 2 weeks.
And so there you have it, folks. Septima P. Clark Academy, a great opportunity, a great option here in Charleston County School District. Tashanka, thank you again for spending time with us. We'll be right back to hear from one of the staff members here at Septima P. Clark Academy. You're watching CCSD Today.
Kids learn it at their own pace, to remediate on their own, see their own results, celebrate their successes right there.
I think it's easier for me to do things like online, like it captures my attention better than like doing it in books.
It's just made it easy. It is. It's made it easy, and the kids like it.
There are a lot of pictures. Sometimes it can be really funny, and some stories are make-believe.
I would never have believed that we would be a school that would be fully, implementing technology in every classroom. So we did it, and it's due to McGraw-Hill.
And welcome back to CCSD Today. I'm now joined by an English teacher here at Clark Academy, Bill Hipp. Bill, thanks for speaking with us today about Clark Academy. Get a little bit of background for you first. You're not from the area, but you've been here over a decade, and you spent all your time as a teacher in Charleston with Clark Academy, correct?
I've been here 11 years, and this is the only place I've ever taught.
And you teach?
I teach English.
And how's that gone being here over a decade in the program? And I understand you're the longest serving staff member with Clark Academy at this point right now.
We've gone through a lot of changes over the years, some positive, some not so positive, but the fact of the matter is that we are here for the students. And so the changes that go on behind the scenes, they don't affect the students, or we try to make sure that they don't affect the students. And so I feel like that the program has remained strong and constant for the students.
It's about the students, and one of the unique things, and we've talked about this with Director Mahone, we'll probably talk about it with the students as well, but just your take as an educator and as a teacher, to not have designations, grade designations for students. That's a very unique way of thinking about education. That's what you guys do here at Clark Academy. How do you feel it works?
First of all, we have to get the students sort of beyond thinking about freshman, junior, their class. And we focus on credits, the number of credits you need to graduate. We hope that every student who comes to Clark Academy, that their goal is to graduate. You need 24 credits to graduate. Regardless of where you are on that path, that is the magic number. So we really have to, the students come in, they want to be freshmen, they want to be junior. I'm in the 11th grade, and that's really not the most important thing. I think it actually works well because one of the things that Clark is able to do is, because 24 credits is the magic number, we give 8 credits a year, so a student can actually be done in 3 years. And so that helps us with two separate sets of students. Students who are over age and maybe behind in credits, they can catch up with their class, or they can and still graduate what they would consider on time. But we also have students who, for one reason or another, just want to get done quickly, and we can accommodate those students also.
Being here for 11 years now, there's obviously something that sticks with you that you enjoy being a part of. I'm just curious, can you kind of go into detail about what that is, why you believe in the mission of Clark Academy?
Well, I think that there are a lot of the students who come here have had a really hard time with education. That they've had teachers that for one reason or another didn't feel like they could either do it or they just don't feel like they can do it. And because Clark is so small, and because we're able to give students a lot of one-on-one attention, I can see every day that students start to believe in themselves. I can give them, it's not just about extra chances, it's about making them believe in themselves. And that's really one of the best parts of my job, is to see the light go off in a student's eyes, to see them finally saying, you know what, I can do this. We have students who make lots of mistakes, we have students who make bad grades, but we try to give them as many opportunities to make the right decision, to do the right thing, to learn. And so that's one of the great parts of my job, and probably one of the reasons that I've been here for 11 years is that I enjoy the students so much. I'm often asked, what is it like to be a teacher at a school like this? And I say every day is different. There's really nothing that happened yesterday that's going to happen today. And that's good for me as an adult because it keeps my job from becoming sort of stale. But it's also good for the students because if a student has a bad day on Wednesday, today is a new day. Thursday is a new day. I am able to say to the student, you know what, you had a bad day yesterday? Let's start over today. Whereas another teacher or another school with so many people might not have that opportunity to take the student aside and say, listen, you made a mistake yesterday. Let's have a better day today. No hard feelings. Let's go. And so that also is, I really enjoy getting to know the students, getting to be able to say that to them, getting to be able to say to them, you know what, I know this is going on in your family, or I know that this happened to you, and I'm going to take care of you. This is a safe place. And students, even the tougher students, they realize that this is a place where people care for them, people want them to be successful.
Do you feel like the support that they receive here and then them being able to overcome some of their academic adversity here at Clark Academy prepares them for the future in a unique way so that when they do graduate, that they are ready for a career, they are ready to go to a 2-year school, a 4-year school, or something else, and they're going to be a positive member of the Low Country? I
really do. I think that the very fact that they get this sense that I can do it, that they can do even things that they don't think they could do, or better yet, they can do things that people have told them in the past, whether it's their family or other teachers or law enforcement, that they couldn't do it. And so I think that's really one of the most powerful lessons that any person can learn, is that I can be successful. There's going to be obstacles, there's going to be things, there's going to be times when I fail, but I can do it. I can overcome those things. The world in a lot of ways is not as forgiving as a school is, and that's a lesson that they have to learn too. But I think that we do prepare them for life outside of school, to be a positive influence on others, to be a positive member of society, if in no other way than to say, you know what, I'm going to be successful. You know, we do a lot of stuff at Clark Academy that, how can I put this, educationally may not be part of the standards, if you understand what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more than just character-based education. It's just day-to-day reminding people this is how you're supposed to act, this is the way you need to be. And so, you know, I love English, and I love teaching my class, and I love reading stories and talking about that sort of thing, writing. But I also love when I have to get up in front of class and say, you know, this happened yesterday, and let's talk about why that was wrong, or what decisions a student could have made that would have worked out better. And so I also get to do that too, and I enjoy that.
This place has obviously had a profound impact on you because you became an educator over a decade ago, and this is the only job you've had, an English teacher with Clark Academy. So if someone is watching this and thinking, well, why, and they're a teacher or going into education, why should, if it's the right fit for them, why should they consider being a teacher or a staff member with Clark Academy?
Well, it is a unique place. If you really, I feel like that I have a lot of friends who are teachers. Obviously, I've been around a long time, even though I've only been at Clark. And I feel like that one of the special things about Clark is that you really do get to see on a day-to-day basis your personal impact on students. Whereas in a classroom full of 30 students where you have 120 students a day, which a lot of schools have that, you may not be able to see those impacts. And so sometimes teaching does become a grind. But one of the things that really makes me love Clark is that every single day something happens to some student that makes me feel like I'm doing my best. I'm really affecting these young people's lives. And so I think if that's what you want, then Clark can be the place for you. It is an acquired taste. In a lot of ways, it's either love it or I'm ready to go somewhere else after 1 year. But if you want to see day-to-day the effects of your teaching on students who need it desperately, then Clark is the place for you.
Well, Bill, that's awesome stuff, man. I appreciate
Thank
you
you
taking time to speak with us.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back to hear from some of the students here at Clark Academy after this break.
Kiowa Cares represents a really unique way and an organized way for folks who live here on Kiowa to connect, partner, and help those who live in our neighborhood, which includes Johns and Wadmalaw Island.
And the idea was that many, many people who live on Kiowa very generously work as individuals in the community. But we felt as a community association, we needed to do more in a unified way to be good neighbors. And out of that came the idea of Kiowa Cares.
They brought volunteers, but most of all, they brought love. They showed love and they said, we want to be a good neighbor, and they have been a good neighbor to me and to this community.
Kiowa Cares quickly jumped on board and was really excited about the idea of supporting the local farmers and supporting the Johns Island community as well.
We're excited about the partnership, and we are in constant communication, updating them on things that we are working on, areas where I continue to see improvement, I share with them. And so it's like we are in tune, working together, one common goal, and it's all beginning to come together.
What it means to me to be a part of Kiowa Cares is I'm able to do things I wouldn't normally have done on my own. I get the sense of community when I work with them.
We're trying to put good people in touch with organizations that could use their help.
And welcome back to the show. I'm now joined by a couple of students here at Clark Academy. I have Kevin here on my right, and I have Jocelyn here on my left. Kevin and Jocelyn, thank you for taking time to speak with me today. Kevin, I want to start with you. I understand that you were voted Mr. Homecoming this year, so that's quite an honor as well, but that's obviously a sign of you being able to really adapt to this kind of program. What is it about Clark Academy that has really allowed you to excel and really to not just embrace being a student, but a positive contributor to the climate here at Clark Academy?
Well, me being here, I adapted because of the teachers there. They take much pride into, helping the student get the education that they need, the extra help that they need. Then the students are also here to, help and provide positive attitudes and good vibes to, to excel in the things that as a student you need to graduate, and also just as being an adult and a person in life. So, and by me being voted Mr. Homecoming, that really was an honor to me, because that made me feel like that everybody looks at me as a positive role model in this school.
And you're set to graduate this December. That's got to be exciting. So, real world's getting ready to kick in. But why do you feel that you are ready for the real world based on your experiences here at Clark Academy?
I feel like now that I'm ready is because that I have been prepared enough for the real world, being in school and out of school with my family-wise. I've been prepped a lot with life, and now that I have been through school, I know the assets of basically what to expect outside of school in real life. So I feel like I'm ready for whatever comes my way.
Jocelyn, exciting that you've been named Miss Clark Academy recently, and that's got to be a major honor for you. First of all, kind of echoing what Kevin talked about being honored in a way like that, and knowing that you're helping contribute to the positive climate here at Clark Academy.
Well, me being Miss Clark, I would say that I'm gonna try to change the school or whatever, and the teachers here, they're very good, and they no child left behind. They make sure no child is left behind. They help you, and they'll go an extra mile for you. And as for Miss Mahorn, she'll do the same. So
you see a lot of positive role models here within the school from the teachers and staff. What about amongst the students? You guys are all in a unique situation. Mm-hmm. No one has a grade, right? You know, in a traditional high school, you'd be labeled as a freshman, sophomore, junior, or a senior, but that's not the case here at Clark Academy. How does that help you guys?
Well, that helps us a lot because, at regular high schools, when kids are supposed to be in 12th grade and they're really in 9th, they tease them. And here at Clark, we don't do that because everybody is in the same grade everybody is in the same grade at Clark, and everybody is about taking the same classes.
Kevin, I want to ask you a little bit more about that too. Your take on not having grade designations here at this program and what that contributes to as far as the climate here in the school.
That is a great thing that Clark has, because as being in a school and people not being in the right grade, that can bring bullying and teasing and everything. But here at Clark, since we don't have like a grade scale basically on that, that just makes everybody feel, okay, they can exceed in this and that without having to worry about people saying, well, you're not supposed to be in this and you're not supposed to be in that. So as us doing that, that makes students feel like, okay, yeah, they can come here, they can be happy and get the education that they need.
Jocelyn, I want to ask you about some of the favorite classes that you've been taking, some of the different things that you participate here at Clark. What stood out to you as you spent your time here at Clark Academy?
Well, last year I loved it. I loved the creative writing, and my teacher showed me, like before I came to the school, I hated writing, and my teacher actually made me like writing more. And he's also my English 3 teacher now, and he does the same, and I really like that. And also my English 1 teacher too, which he was the same. He's really a great teacher. And I also like the history.
Jocelyn and Kevin, just one last thing from each of you. It's important that people kind of hear from students about why this program, Clark Academy, works for you. And if there was someone that was to consider coming to Clark Academy, why should they come here?
I think you should come to Clark Academy because if you're falling way behind, they will really get you up and make sure you graduate with your class.
And Kevin, your take on if someone's considering, I'm in a certain situation in my home neighborhood school and it's not working out, why should they consider Clark Academy?
Clark Academy will help you, get out of school faster. They will help you get the credits that you absolutely need. They will provide any and everything to help you get through high school, help you get the skills and education that you need, and they will help you prepare for the real world, and they will help you get your diploma.
Kevin, thanks for taking time to talk with us. Jocelyn, thank you. Awesome to hear from both of you. We'll be right back to close out the show.
Some problems are tough. Reaching your customers shouldn't be. Blue Wave and Comcast have the creative edge to make you stand out from the crowd and connect with your customers. Whether you need a commercial for television, video for your website, or a custom-made website, we are the easy solution for every advertising problem.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of CCSD Today. We hope you've enjoyed learning more about Septima P. Clark Corporate Academy and all the opportunities that are presented here for the students. Special thanks to Program Director Tashanka Mahone, to English teacher Bill Hipp, and to the students we spoke with, Jocelyn and Kevin. And thanks for watching CCSD Today. I'm your host, Andy Pruitt. We'll see you next time.